eventful 2 hours, huh? 2.5 hours. Let me add a few other speakers. Who actually wants to speak can just request, you know? Okay, here you go. Okay, Gary is in. Hey, Bongbot, hello. How's it going?
Hello, guys. What's up?
Hey,
Good to
hello,
be
hello,
here.
hello. How's it
Congratulations.
going?
Congratulations.
Why?
How are you
Hello?
feeling?
Me, how I'm feeling. Holy shit. Ah, we were so close to breaking that last beat.
We got so close to that one. So
We got so
close.
close to that one. Fuck.
Man.
So close to that one. Holy shit. Okay, you know what? Okay, honestly, I have really mixed feelings now, right? Because actually, do you guys mind giving me 1 second? Because actually, I was on Discord just now, and then but I moved over to the Spaces because things just can't like, right? You know, so I just need like 1 minute, okay, to just like send a notification, okay, to Discord. Sounds good? Cool. All right, is
Go
that
for
fine?
it.
Just 1 minute. 1 minute.
Spaces,
Okay, cool.
spaces are pretty ruggy.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'll just give me a minute. Yeah.
Me brave dog and me brave cat.
We have to fill, and we're just at that price point to start filling them. So it's going to be fun.
Amazing. Where do you watch it? Is it just still on the same claim page, like the LFG page?
Yeah, if you're on the LFG page and you find the area that's got these blue and green, it looks like a chart. If you go all the way to the right, you'll notice there's 3 that are all green, and there's 1 that's about halfway.
All
And
right,
that's what we have
guys.
to fill up.
I'm back. I'm back. Sorry, I just sent a notification to our Discord users, okay? Because I can't rock them just now. I'm like, I said I'm going to a Discord and then I moved to here because Discord sucks. Okay, guys. All right. So thanks for the discussion. Guys, it's amazing, right? Isn't it amazing to see this play out real time? Right? Like this last few beats. Yeah. Pretty amazing, right? Hey, by the way, let me add you guys as a co-host, okay? So you could just invite anybody you want to invite, okay? Sounds good. Cool. All right. Wait, I'll just add a bunch of other people to speak as well. So whoever wants to speak, just do a request. I will add everyone to speak. All right. Who else wants to speak? Oh, Dominic. Hello, Dominic. Hello. This is fun. I should do this more actually.
This is your first
Wow.
ever space.
Okay.
Surprising.
This is my first ever space. Holy shit! I'm just like winging it.
I mean,
You know? Right?
it's just
Yeah.
like stream on other things, but way more ruggy. Like we did our first space last
Right.
week, and we had to restart 3 times. So just so far, it seems like we're lucky and things are working well. But I think it's going to fill up and might be
Meow.
but let's see.
Keep
Meow.
what you are doing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hey guys, I want to share something with you, right? That is actually a very important part of this launchpad feature, right? So you can see the price moving down now, right? You know, it just now it went from like 0.69 to 0.65 at some point, right? Now, what I'm very proud of, right? I'm really proud of this, okay, is that you know usually a token a project sell tokens, right? And then they sell and the money is gone, right? However, I think what is very, very cool about this is that the money is still there, right? The USDC is still there, right? And it'll be there for like 3 days. I can put it there for 1 week. So our LFG launchpad rules, quote unquote rules at this point, is like 3 days, right? You know, but for us, we don't mind. We can put it for 1 week, right? So what allow users to do, right, is that there's a certain sense that okay, you know, the project won't rug us, right? You know, not just take the money and run, right? Basically anything that retreats, right? So for example, this pool retreats from let's say 70 cents, 60 cents, right? Guess what? This pool is still here, right? It's not gonna go away, right? And so I feel like this it's actually really cool to see so in some sense it's actually nice that because for our first launch it went from like 0.000 like the 0. It went from really low to really high really fast, right? So the pool it never went back, right? But it's actually really nice too. So even though it's very painful for me not to see it cross that, but the fact that it didn't cross, right? It's actually a really kind of good validation, right, of this launch pool thing. You know, she's not working on it. You know, yeah, does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. I was watching it and we got right to the end and then I saw the resistance come in, but it was fun to watch the bins fill back up the reverse way and use the liquidity the way you designed it.
Yeah, it's funny because it was painful for me, right? It's like it was painful for me. I was like, it was like 2 million left in the JUP. Can someone just buy that 2 million, right? It was like 1 million in USDT, right? But it was so painful to watch. But you know what? It was good too, right? Because I think so okay, on the downside, I'm like, fuck, I didn't cross the bin. Fuck. Right? But on the other hand, I'm like, hey, I priced it properly. You know, right? So people because here's the thing, right? Like, so actually before the share a quick story with you guys, right? By the way, anyone want to speak, just raise a hand, okay? And then Gary or Bongbot or anyone can just add them as a thing, right? I'm just gonna share something, okay? So um and guys, feel free to cut me off, okay? Because I can get really boring, okay? So feel free to cut me off, okay? Oh, Wen is here. Let me add Wen. Hey Wen, hello, how's it going? You're the cutest cat in the universe. Hello, you know, I see you. I'm happy. Hello Wen. Hello. Okay, anyway, I think just a quick share real quick, right? So actually initially, right, the idea was that we wanted to start my utopian idea, right, was always to start very, very low, right? You know, and go to like and go to like a price that's not that high, right? But what I actually realized, right, was that like it's actually pretty unfair, you know, to people who bought in early, right, and bought in late, right? So it's like so I think what the whole point here in essence is that we wanted to create a situation, right, where we want to create a situation where like so and furthermore, unlike a meme coin, right, Juke actually has a lot of price discovery already, right? So instead of creating a system where it starts really low and the curve goes really steep, we decided to go with okay, we start at a reasonable price and there's a lot of liquidity, right, available at that price, right, at the 40 or 50 cent range, right? You know, and then if it breaks out, it breaks out. It doesn't break out, it doesn't break out, right? So in that sense, I feel like it did actually work pretty well in that regard. You know, what do you guys think? You know? Yeah.
I think it worked great in the regard. You pushed through, you almost got there. And I think it's nice to stop here and take a little moment because, I mean, what you said about the LFG Launchpad is you wanted people to have time to not have to process on emotion and make a more
It's still painful.
informed decision. And that's what happened. We got almost to the end. We paused. Everybody gets to make their decision, and then we've got some price action that'll look. These bins are going to fill today. We're not going to keep
I
going
don't
back.
know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like honestly, I think what I think it's interesting, right? Because it's interesting also because I think you know there were obviously a lot of dumpers, right? People are literally like, oh, I got money. Okay, so it's funny because as a project protocol, right? It is actually quite surreal, honestly, right? To drop like 700 million in like I mean in magic internet money, right? You know, like it's still oh, we should actually have a page on Shoham
One
Claim
tube
right now.
equals
Yeah,
one
but I
jupe.
think yeah, there you go, one, two, one, two. Yeah, there you go. You know, right? But I think the whole I think the whole point here is that it's actually pretty cool to airdrop so much value. But at the same time, obviously people are dumping, right? You know, so there's actually a lot of self pressure right now, right? And people are actually literally taking their capital and going to buy Bit or Binance or that's dumping here, right here, right? So what's actually really interesting now is that like what's actually really interesting now, and by the way, guys, this is exactly what we designed, right? You know, because okay, so let me share some motivation for the LRG launchpad, right? It's because we don't want to create a situation. Okay, so actually some motivation here is that as I was so at Breakpoint, right? At Breakpoint, I presented a 20% sale, right? You know, and then we do airdrops from that, right? So what I actually realized was that like okay, the airdrop dynamic, right, makes it actually extremely difficult, you know, to price a pool, right? Because airdrops create such big excitement, right? Such as a lot of hype, right? But also create a lot of sudden pressure, right? In many ways, it actually becomes impossible for you to do an isolated pool, right? So you guys know, for example, in earlier days, you know, there was this like we isolated pool as a model, or the LDP pool, the balance pool model, or you had really complicated like Dutch auction models and stuff, right? So all those are obviously great. But the issue is that they didn't create a situation whereby it didn't feel real, you know. And then so you run into a really big problem, right? Of like, okay, you create a pool that of you hype it up, and all your most active supporters, right, join the pool, and then the pool price goes really high. But then you move to open market, right? The open market goes, yeah, you know what, fuck you, I don't want your coin, right? Then all your best active supporters die, right? Because they supported you early on, right? And it's just a really bad way to start the project, right? So I think and what actually makes it a lot more complicated, right, in the airdrop meta, right, is that it becomes way more complicated because airdrops have the power to add a lot of hype, right? So you might create a situation where like, okay, you create a hype in a small pool and you go into the market, but it's double shit of you, right? You know, and as you can see that right now, right? So I think that's actually one big motivation for this like LFP thing, where you go, okay, you know what, like given the possibility, right, of like creating what's gonna happen, right? And also given the fact that and given the fact that like and given the fact that we and given the fact that you know we don't want to run the risk of, for example, I mean, for example, Jupiter was really hyped. Jupiter was extremely hyped, right? So if we had done something about, for example, in December when Solana was pumping and stuff, Jupiter was really fucking hype, right? So there's actually a very so if we had done any kind of like isolated pool model back then, we would have raised a lot of money, right? But then hit open market because the active our most active users already bought in the pool, right? And then there's airdrop pressure coming in, so to do that's dumb, right? So that's why we think, okay, wow, we couldn't figure a way to manage all these like very complex dynamics, right? And then and obviously the other way to do it is looking at the thing dynamic. Or okay, you know, people who actually buy this thing, or we go and we could have done a different launch model, right? But I think what I really dislike about our launch models is that there's this supply squeeze, right? So what they do is they go, okay, hey, you know what? I'm going to make sure there's extremely few tokens available for sale, right? So the moment the market hits and stuff, bang, the demand explodes, right? Obviously, and then but obviously you know what happens, right? It just spikes and just dies, right? So I think yeah, so we really don't like isolated pool model. We didn't like we didn't like a lot of different things. We think airdrop meta sucks, so we did that. So yeah, so in summary, I think I'll stop talking here. I'll let Albert talk. But I gotta say that like it's really fun, I guess, to see this play out in real time. I'm very sad that obviously a big part of me is sad that we didn't get to the open market thing, you know, right? But I'm really happy to see the whole concept work out and stuff. Yeah, I'm done. Yeah.
Hey, Meow, quick question. Do you know how much USDT is still waiting for those pockets to be filled up? Do you know on average how much is still holding?
What do you mean? You mean in that pool? I
in that pool, correct? Yeah.
Oh, you mean how much?
Sorry, go ahead.
How much needs to be? You mean how much needs to sell to be in the pool, right?
Correct.
I don't know. Let me do the math. Like, I have this like very nice like price chart. So if you guys actually one thing, if you guys go to the launch pool, right? Under launch pool, you see this thing called see the price curve configuration, right? You click on that. You go to this like very nice like modeling site that our intern did. You know. So let me take a look. 0.9, 0.69. I would not that much actually. I would say about 5 or 6 million right now. About 5 or 6 million right now to go. You know, right before that. But actually, at this point, I don't even think that 5 or 6 million matters already. Honestly, right? I don't actually think it matters that much. I think it's actually the market have kind of like price at this point right now. You know, so I think if I think earlier, yes, if I cleared that pool earlier, maybe the market will see that as a signal to go parabolic, right? You know, right? But we didn't clear the pool, right? So right now, I think we are settling quite nicely. As I don't know yet, right? Maybe we run out of maybe run a buy demand later on. I don't know, you know. And then the ongoing airdrop dumps just dump it, right? You know, because there's still a lot of airdrops to go, you know, right? I'm guessing there's still like couple 100 million to go, you know. But at the same time, there's a lot of like buyers waking up, right? You know, right, and coming on, you know, across the whether it's on Solana and everything, right? So you know, we'll see. You know, I think it's interesting. My best guess is that you'll probably be but I don't think this pool matters anymore, to be honest. I think the main purpose this pool serves now, I think the main purpose that this pool serves now is actually not around price discovery anymore. The main purpose that this pool serves now is actually backstop, right? So in the case where the price retreats a lot, I mean, there's still 100 million in there, right? You know, I'm not taking it away for a few days, you know, right? And I love that. I love that. Like, I can't just take it, you know, right? And then if people really want to dump it, right, for our reason, you dump it, you know, I love that. You know, so we as a team end up at not the height of FOMO race, right? We as a team end up with money that is like on point, right? After everything's settled, right? And I love that. I think that's the way to go, right? And I really like it. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Let me just add more some people. I think we're gonna talk. Yeah. When? How was it?
Yeah, this was incredible to see everything go down with JUP. So I'm super excited for everything to roll out, over the coming days, and just kind of watching how the pool interacts, and kind of just seeing how Solana and the general broader crypto market just sees JUP as a whole. Like it's pinned at the top. It's crazy to see a token launch already number 60 or whatever the ranking is in the total crypto market. So it's awesome to see this all go down. I'm pumped for it.
Yeah,
69, baby.
69 is a good number. It's a very, very good number, I guess. Right? Hey, guys, what's funny? I tell you guys, okay? I tell you guys, what I regret the most about this thing? All right, I'll tell you guys, okay? I'll tell you guys regret the most, okay? Regret the most, okay? So there are 3 configurations in our okay. And someone should tweet this, by the way. This Meow's biggest regret, okay? So there are 3 configurations, right, in this pool, right? Initial price, max price, and the curve, right? So our initial price was 0.42. Our max price was 0.7, right? And our curve was 1.6. It's crazy, guys. My max price should have been 0.42, right? And my max price should be 0.69. And my curve should be 1.618. Dude, that'll be the perfect meme. I fucking missed it. I was so busy writing essays for you fuckers and stuff, right? I was so busy writing essays, right? I was just fuck it. I fuck it. I say, and then I just and then when I came back and I finished writing my fucking essay, I came back, I looked at the thing, I started typing it, I'm like, fuck, I can't believe it. We were so close. We were so close to immortalizing a perfect meme. 4269 1.68 1.619. Fuck. And guys, yes, that's my biggest regret, right? Yeah, so that's my biggest regret. Seriously, man. Fuck. Yeah, that's it. Actually, I don't mind the price now. Honestly, I don't price now because I feel like it's a good price. I think it didn't go crazy. If it went crazy, I think it would have been really hard to grow from there. Right? And I think and also stopping there proved that I wasn't crazy to have that price point, but also proved out the launch pad kind of model. Yeah, I think it's fun. Yeah. Oh, one more thing real quick is that our DCA LOs didn't work well, man. Like we were bombarded with so much traffic and so much issues and stuff. Yeah, it really could work much better. Yeah, I think they started working better later. But didn't work at the start. Yeah, I feel like in this regard, the bots, the pure bots, probably still work better. I think. Yeah. Going. Sorry. Go on.
I was just gonna say, we jump up here just to say thank you for everything and congratulations on a successful launch and all the tests that you did before, and for being the best aggregator on Solana and keep building and giving back to all the community. Appreciate you.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I think we have a long way to go, right? I think we have gone a very long way from starting as a creator. Now we are like quite a lot of things actually. I think we posted some stats recently. I think we're number 1 trading platform on across DeFi. Obviously, it's by unit wallets, right? So it's hard to tell hard to tell actual number, but I think we are pretty close, right?
You definitely came a long way since the day you offered me those pairs of socks, like 2 years ago, I think, when I first met Jupiter. So I'm wearing them today.
Oh, really?
Thanks
awesome,
for that
man.
as well.
You should take a photo. I'll retweet a shit out there. Right? Whatever. Right?
Let's go.
Let's go, man. Yeah. I also think that the other thing that is like pretty fun here. I also think that the other thing that's pretty fun here is that I think we are a lot. I think we are a lot broader. I think we are a lot broader now. I think we launched Perps like 3 months ago and doing really well. And now we did Launchpad. I feel like we are pretty. I feel like we are really like carving our own path, right? I know a lot of people love comparing us to Uniswap and like One Inch or whatnot, but we don't really care actually. I think if you look at the area of like services that we have right now, whether it's like DCA, limit orders or whatnot, and also Launchpad, I feel like we are really becoming a much broader play. Right? I think the challenge thing here is obviously to kind of grow on top of that, right? How do you kind of like continue improving what you already have, but at the same time, like really looking for the next jump, right? I think that's where. Yep. Who else want to say anything? Can just request something real quick. Hey, all the speakers just say something. Yeah.
Hey, congratulations on the mint, the launch pad. Great success here. I have a
So close
question. I
though,
don't
bro.
know if
So
you-
close though. We were like so close though.
I know we were so close. I was ready, man.
So close though. I was so close.
I was
though.
telling my community like $2, $3. I was getting them all hyped, but I mean it did very well. Everyone that I've talked to is pretty excited about everything, and you rewarded the day one users, which a lot of these new protocols, new dApps are not doing it. So I think you set the standard for what people should be doing moving
Dude,
forward.
I got so much shit for that, man. I got so much shit for that, man. I'll be so much shit.
Yeah,
on
I
that, man.
saw
I'll be
these
so much shit on
idiots saying that I'm providing all the liquidity to this token and I should be getting the airdrop. Why am I not? I was like, dude, I commented, I said, you're early. We were very early. So you can just go for
that.
Jupiter.
I feel like that's actually the thing, right? Is I feel like I understand the frustration here because I feel like but I think what's cool on our end is that we don't ever promise anything, right? I feel like that's actually very important. We don't actually promise anything. We go like I mean different people do it differently, right? And then certainly even for Mitra, right, there's a certain point system there. But I think for us, I think we thought it's actually really really important to focus on the users who was using us, right? All this while before, right? November 2nd moving forward, right? And so yeah,
Yeah.
I do feel very very bad to all the new users because I feel like they really wanted to part the game, right? But I think usually after I explain to them, I go, hey, you know what, this is how it works. These are people who have been there 3 years and stuff. Normally they actually take it really well. Like of course they're jealous, right? See, wow, all these people with like 100K backs, 200K backs, all that stuff, right? But I think if I actually explain things to them really well, I think they get it. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're going to have the
obviously-
next year. They're going to have next
yeah,
year.
precisely. And the reason why we do it every year is because it's so. I feel like we don't treat the we don't treat Jubilee as a marketing event, right? We treat it as like a really serious event, right? Like for us, it's very very serious, right? So it's very very tedious for us, right? So what we do instead is that okay, we go okay, you know what? For 9 months, right? For 9 months, okay, for 9 months, right? No, for 9 months from February to like November, October, and stuff for product platform ecosystem, right? And then we will spend like 3 months, intensive 3 months on like rewarding community, right? So that's how we're gonna do it, right? I mean, I don't know how we came up to that, right? No, but I think it's pretty elegant, and also makes for I mean, certainly we are going to have a lot of community coins. For example, you can look at tokenomics, right? There'll probably be community points being used to do smaller kind of rewards. But I think the big reward will come like every year or so, because just because it's so intense, to do it well in a way that everyone appreciates, right? I think it's so intense. Yeah. So I think we're gonna work on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yep.
read all your tweets, and I'm just curious. When do you think the JUP token, is going to start seeing like Jupiter is going to start having revenue, where they're going to push it to the token? Is that like more like year 2, 3, 5 discussion? How do you view that?
I feel like I have been very 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 clear on this, right? That I don't actually think that token the token I don't actually think that's I think for me right now it's quite simple, right? I feel like the Jupiter platform has a long way to go in terms of growth, right? And I think that it's in terms of growth in many ways. I think we can Launchpad. I think there's a lot of growth in terms of finding good project to launch on Launchpad. Hopefully people would think it's a good hopefully people like the community and want to launch here, right? That's firstly, right? The second thing is that the second thing is that in terms of products, I think there's a lot more products to make, right? And thirdly, but mostly, right, I think as a community, right, I wrote this tweet before about focus, right? Now, the issue with like questions around like revenue sharing, right, is that you get to a point about your revenue sharing, your revenue is actually not that big enough, right, to really impact the whole thing, right? But at the same time, it becomes like a thing where like everyone starts arguing over, right, about doing. And I find that to be I think that's probably the most like value destroying thing I can do to Jupe. I'll be very honest here, right? And by the way, I don't actually. But one thing I'm very clear on this, right? I do not believe, right, in the token utility model, right? I do not believe that token utility as value. I don't. I just don't. Especially because especially we look at a lot of other tokens, right? It's actually not a token utility as value, right? It's actually the fact that, okay, how well known is the token, right? How many people love the token, right? How broadly used is the token, right? That actually drives a way more value, right? Than actually than token utility per se. So I think what we'll do right now is I think we have a goal, right? To 10 as a user base, right? So I think so that's our goal right now. We 10 as a user base and we go from there. So that's actually what I promised. What I promised the community, right? We for now we focus on improving the products and 10 the user base, and from there we talk about everything else. Yeah, I'm very clear on this. Yeah, I refuse to let I 100% refuse to indulge in what I consider to be very distracting and very divisive and even if it passes, right, it's non-value adding. Right, guys?
Yeah,
Why
I think
are
that's
we?
fair enough.
I'll just say this one thing. Even though we didn't cross the line today, I mean, there's still a lot of value here, okay, in terms of market cap and FTMC, right? Now, and where is that value from, guys? Where is that value from? Right? It's actually not from. It's actually because people like you. They want a token. That's it. Right? And how do we actually make it fun for them? So I'll tell them what to do. I want to make it fun for JUP holders, right? I want to vote on projects to be able to make a difference to the ecosystem, to kind of grow the ecosystem together, everything, right? So that's what I do. Okay. I won't do anything around. I refuse to do anything on utility, right? But around fun, I'll do all things around fun. So that's my main focus, to make being a JUP holder fun. And that's all I'll do. Yeah. I refuse I strongly. I'll go for it. Sorry. Go on.
Yeah, one final question is, I have a lot of friends in America, and they keep asking me, when can I buy Jupiter on Coinbase, because they only use Coinbase. So do we have any
Really?
color under that? Yeah.
I can't say anything about that.
It was worth a shot.
Was that sorry? Say again?
I said it was worth a shot, right?
Yeah, it was short. But honestly, let me tell you guys what I think, right? The way I think about it is simple, right? Is that, I mean, I tweeted this before, right? It's that I do my thing, the markets do their thing. Right? The markets do theirs, I do mine. And I feel like that is how I do things. Yeah. So if Coinbase wants to list, I think we'll get there eventually. If they don't want to list, it's fine. You know what? Then they can come to JUP to buy JUP, right? It's not that difficult. So I'm much prefer to do. So guys, okay, guys, this is very important. Okay, now guys, I tell you what I wouldn't do. Okay, what I wouldn't do is that I'll never go around begging for people to list me. Okay, right? If they want to list us, sure, I'll work with them, no problem, right? Done. Okay. But I think what I wouldn't do is that I'll never be that. I'll never be desperate for that shit. Okay, I'm not a random shitcoin project that goes, oh, please list me, please. I don't do that shit. Okay, what I do is it's very simple. Okay, I'll focus on creating the best onboarding flow. Okay, on the Jupiter and Solana ever. Okay, that's what I'll do. Okay, so I'll be like, hey, you want Jup? You want this coin? You want anything? Come here, on chain, right? So that's what I'll do. Okay, that's what I'll do. For then, that I think it's pretty simple actually. Then it makes life very simple, right? Because if that becomes my focus, right, then my life is very simple. Why? Because doing that is highly okay, guys. Okay, one thing to understand about how I do things, right, is I hate distractions. Okay, I don't like distractions. Okay, because I'm not very smart. I have a singular brain, right? So if I have to focus on too many things, I suck, right? So if I'm going around, worrying about price and token list action thing, then I will suck, right? But instead, I go, hey, if I onboard more users, it helps Jupiter, right? So it's simple, right? So I'll just work on the best onboarding flow and get more people to and help to create more tokens on Solana that people are trying to buy, right? Then it's good, then easy, right? Everyone wins, right? So it's very cohesive, right? So my product, my mission, and my execution, right, and my mental energy, it aligns, right? And that's all I do. Yeah, that's kind of things I'll be doing. Yeah. Yep. Hmm? Hey,
Appreciate it.
When? Say something. When? Are you there?
We're here. Yeah, no.
Say something. Come on, waiting for you. Let's go. Yeah, meow. Take a meow. Meow. Let's go.
That's really what we should. I actually shouldn't speak ever. I should just meow like a cat anytime I talk
Yeah,
or
yeah,
speak on any stage.
and we can test, right? Can you understand me? Okay, if I meow and you meow, right? Can we understand each other? You know, I think that would be a really interesting, like, test. You know, right? We're the two cats, right? No.
Exactly. And we had Vitalik tweeting meow yesterday, so I think it's
No,
clearly
I
a
think it's a
sign.
fake cat. No, I think it's a fake cat. I think it's a fake cat. I think it's a fake cat. No, I think it's a fake cat. Yeah, I think it's a fake cat. Yeah. Yeah, it's been too. I don't think so. Yeah. But how was it? How was launch? How did you find it? How's launch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. I think everything is
They're all
going,
in bed cooking
as best
together,
as we
even though
can imagine. It's all the crazy volatility and everything. It's just it's kind of crazy to see Solana handling all of this too perfectly.
It's
It's
great. It's
really
great.
it's
It's great. It's great. It's great. It's great. It's
yeah,
really good.
it's really
Yeah.
interesting and it's really cool to kind of watch all of the infrastructure partners come together to kind of make this launch all possible because it
So I feel
is
like that's
so much
actually
more
how
than a regular launch
But I
when
would.
everything is involved.
You mean when? When everything's involved? Like when? We need a new when. Like when we say when, we must have a differentiate. Like when, when. Okay. So when. Okay. So it's also so interesting. You know what's interesting about this? Let me share with you. So, hey guys, how many people are here? I don't know how many people are here, but whatever, right? Um, so we have a bunch of people here right now, and then so when is obviously the first project on RFG, right? You know, and it's a collaboration with me and the Obvious team, right? It was actually really really interesting because we priced it at so it started from like 0.0001, right? You know, and it went all the way to like 30x, right? So for reference, our JUP launch it wasn't even a 2x, right? It was 0.4 to 1.7, right? And for that launch, it was like 0.00001, right? You know, all the way to like 0.003, right? So it's 30x, right? And the pool and the but the curve was very steep, right? So unlike the Jupiter where the curve was like shallow, whereby a lot of tokens early on were available at the same price, only a very small number of tokens were available at the low price, right? So actually, hey guys, really interesting. So because the curve is so different, right? For the Juke launch, there actually is much less incentive for the bot to take it, right? Because for like much less incentive because it was already priced accurately. You see, right? So versus I think it's actually really interesting. I actually think that I designed this thing. I actually think I designed these two. So actually, I feel like we actually designed these two different price curves correctly. Okay, the problem the problem with the first I'll argue the problem with the first one even because even now even after the retreat, right? You know, the when price is still like 3 or 4x more than the max price at the max price of the launch pool. So so I would say that actually, so I would say that the problem was not actually that the design was wrong, but the fact that we probably needed more. Okay, so it's funny. Okay, I'm gonna say something quite interesting. For when, I think the funny thing is we needed more bots. The problem was that there wasn't enough bots competing with two guys,
We need
right?
more,
You know,
more and
right?
faster bots,
We need
just like
more.
Bonkbot.
Where were you, Bong? Where were you? I was working for you. You weren't there, bro.
We were,
Come on,
we
I was
were, we
training
were,
you for
we
a
were,
fucking
and
week.
our
Come on.
users were up there. Our users,
Yeah,
our
you're up
users
there.
did
Come
well.
on.
Yeah,
It's fine. I just
I know, I
fucking with
know.
you. It's fine.
Meow
Right.
meow.
I'm just fucking with you. No, I love you, man. Come on. Woof. Meow. It's a woof.
Oh, sorry.
Okay,
Woof,
whatever.
woof,
Yeah,
woof,
but woof.
woof,
Meow
woof,
meow
woof.
meow. Okay, cool. But to that point, right? So I feel like now with the hindsight of the Juke launch and so these things, it actually makes sense. So for future projects, right? I feel like it makes sense that projects that have a lot more variability, right? In terms of the price range, where there's not enough price discovery yet, it makes sense to price lower, right? You know, and then for projects that actually have some kind of price discovery already, right? You know, it would either from previous VC rounds or either from previous investing rounds or post markets, whatever. It would actually, I feel like we did pretty well. I think if you ask me, I would lower the intro price a little bit and the max price a little bit, right? But I think overall, because I do think a project want to break. I feel like we were a good experiment, right? You know, right? But I do actually think that projects do want to break through that curve, right? You know, so I feel like it will actually be good in that sense. You know, so I'm also happy that we were the experiment, right? We showed that I demonstrated in a very vivid way, how the price pool works, right, as a backstop, right? Because one of the things I kept telling people is, okay, this pool is a bootstrapping pool and a backstop pool, right? But I feel like it's one of those things that people don't really understand until they see it happening in practice, and it did. It happened in practice, right? And again, if the price goes to like 0.5 or something, you know what? It's still there. The team is not going to take the money and run. No, it's still there. Go take it. Take it back. Yeah. So I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, in that sense. Yep. Yeah. So I think it's really interesting to have like and by the way, but guys, can I share something really important? It's very cool for me. I love that. I really, really, really love that. I really, really love that. I really, really love that. Like, at this point in time, right? Everyone is talking about price, right? Like 70 cents, 80 cents, $2, $1, right? We are not talking about that. We're talking about how to build the best launchpad, right? Think about it, guys. Isn't it very cool that right now at this moment we are not talking about price per se. We're talking about how to build the better launchpad, right? And that's very cool. And that's almost exactly what I wanted, right? I didn't want to just because imagine guys, imagine this, right? If I just launch on the SEX, right, or just did any kind of regular launch, right, we wouldn't have this. We wouldn't have this. We wouldn't have this thing, right? But I think the fact that we came together and then we developed this together, and I say this together really because like I actually iterated on this thing many times, right, with the community, right, the ecosystem, right, talking to a lot of people, right, right, over the last 3 months. So I think I feel very nice that like we are keeping a very strong product core. That instead of like price, we're talking about like product, right? And what a good launch should look like, right? How do you? And I feel like I'm actually really happy about that. Even though I am quite sad we didn't break through. So it's very I'm very confused feelings right now. It's like on one hand I'm like, oh, we didn't break it. We didn't. On one hand, like, oh great, we learned so much. I proved the backstop concept. Wow, awesome. Wow, it's great. This concept works, right? Oh, the price graph is nice. No one got robbed. Right, but I'm like, fuck, we didn't break through the price. Fuck. So it's like I have very, very mixed feelings right now, guys. Very, very mixed feelings. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Anyway,
How do you feel about Solana and the way the network held up during the launch? You happy with it?
I feel like as I mentioned earlier, I feel like the funny thing is that like we didn't actually give that much incentive to spend. We didn't, right? Does that make sense? We didn't actually give that much incentive to spend, right? That it's 0.4, it's not 0.04. Because previously, actually, again, I'm quite utopian, right? I was thinking of putting it at 0.04, and then people can discover from there, right? But then the WAN experience taught me that that'll be crazy. If I still do at 0.04, I think I get murdered, right? So I didn't do that, I didn't do that. So but basically, there isn't much. I actually, surprisingly, I feel like the first thing was actually in some sense better test because there was a better incentive to spend, right? That's one thing. That said, though, I think that will held up great. I think there were a bunch of issues, but surprisingly, it's actually not at the Solana level, right? So I think we had wallets that didn't connect. Some of our RPCs didn't work that well, but it's not a network level thing. It's more like and it was certainly congested, right? But it wasn't. So I think Solana is great. I feel like when 1.18 rolls out and everything goes, I think it should be fine. Yeah.
Okay, so I have another question for you, Meow. The pools that didn't get filled up because I had my order set for 79 cents and it didn't get filled up. What's gonna happen? Are they just gonna stay there until we hit that mark and then get the tokens out?
Oh, you mean the limit orders are not filling?
Yeah, because I still haven't gotten my tokens. I set one up for like 79 cents and it hasn't been filled yet. So
Oh, got it. Okay, I guess that's actually one thing, right? Because we have so many orders, so I'll look into that. But it should be filling. Yeah, I'm not sure why it's not. Yeah, but I'll look into that. Sorry about that. Yeah, yeah. I feel like this year, I feel like our DCAL systems work really well, right? In regular terms, in usual terms, because we really optimize them like crazy, right? But I think if you want them to work well in an extremely congested scenario like now, right? We have to rework it. Yeah, it's not working that well, I think. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I found a cool moment earlier. I went to cancel a limit order, and when I canceled the limit order, it actually fulfilled the order while I was canceling it. And then another Discord I was in, they said the same thing happened to them. So
No
I
way,
got
really?
one of my limit orders filled at 55 cents this morning.
Oh, really? That's cool. Cool. That's amazing. Yeah. I need to look into that. I'm not sure why that works here. Hey, who wants to speak? I mean, I'm going to do this for about half an hour, 15 minutes more, something. Who else wants to speak? I'll just if anyone just raise their hand and want to speak.
I think Bark wanted to speak.
But
Hey, Meow! Congratulations on the smooth launch today. You know,
I
kind
think
of
I didn't break the curve. I didn't break the curve. I didn't break the curve. Fuck.
Hey,
The
I'm a
first
dog.
50 was like, sorry.
No, I'm just saying I'm a dog person typically, but today I will meow for you. I love your comments.
Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Meow.
Meow.
Yeah, I got
Meow.
you, man, bitch. I'm telling
Meow.
you guys, meow is the most commonly said word in the whole world. I promise you. Okay, it's not woof. Okay, it's not even mom. Okay, it's meow. Okay, I promise you guys. Okay, so I insist that meow is the most commonly said thing. Yeah. Sorry, you saying? Sorry, I sidetracked.
All good. I love your perspective on avoiding utility or forcing on utility and more on getting people excited about the token and pushing adoption. I mean, what are your plans and perspectives on creating sustained momentum after launch day? Like what's your plans for growing the ecosystem and getting more people excited and onboarding onto JUP?
Honestly, I feel like this launch pad is the answer, right? In many ways, right? I feel like there are very few things that create excitement like launches, right? Because I mean, I'll tell how I think about it, right? I wanted to I feel like the answer is right here, right? I mean, look at how much excitement there was around JUP, right? Or even when, right? Or anything, right? Think about it, right? It's because I feel like the more good tokens that we can create, right? The more good we can create, the more we kind of help projects grow, right? I think I think it's great. I think that's kind of the whole point of it, right? And also furthermore, I feel like I also feel like I also feel like so at breakpoint I talk about launchpad, right? Because I really feel like this mm, but I mean, by the way, guys, again, have you guys seen? I mean, the price retreated quite a bit from the all-time highs. Have you seen the WEN community? It's great. It's a great cat community, right? It's really fun. Like everyone's like really. I mean, obviously there are a lot of haters and stuff, but it's a really fun and great community, right? So we birthed a community, right? We birthed a community, right? And we birthed a coin from that, right? And WEN obviously created a lot of excitement in the space as well, right? So I feel like that's actually something that we want to do a lot more of, right? Firstly, I think I think the easiest way to do it is to really create assets, right? And communities, right? And projects, right? That people want to be part of, right? That's the first thing, to drive adoption, right? And so Launchpad is a big part of that. Of this push, right? So I think what we're doing is that we'll definitely be spending a lot of time, right? In terms of finding the best projects, right? Find the best projects. I feel like find the best projects and to work with, and to see where I can go from there. That's firstly. I think, and obviously on the product level, I feel like I feel pretty happy with our set of products right now. Across limit order, DCA, and everything, right? And perps. So I feel pretty happy with those right now. So I think we'll probably do a lot of work improving them, right? That's the secondly. I mean, and we do have some like really big projects coming up, but I can't really speak to those yet. Not because it's a secret, but because I'm not it's just quite R&D right now. But I hope to unveil them in a few months' time. One thing I am really excited about is the Jupiter DAO, right? And kind of like because I do actually think that the Jupiter DAO when it's set up, it's going to be like the most. It's literally going to be the most distributed and the most one of the most distributed and definitely the most like non-insider voting DAO in the world, right? And what can you do with that, right? And certainly I think given our interest, we want to make it extremely dynamic and forward-looking DAO, right? So given that, what can we do with the DAO, right? We certainly don't want we don't want DAO to be a boring DAO, right? Oh, you just sit around complain about utility all day long. Fuck you, I'm not doing that, right? So but instead, I think we want a DAO that's very forward-looking, that actively tries to help Solana. For example, the token listing, right? We have a really big token list problem right now because Jupiter is like the bottleneck for token list approvals, right? And that's a big problem, right? So how do we? But as now having a token list that is like community approved, it's extremely valuable, right? How do we get there, right? So these are like the ecosystem level projects that I would like to form a community team to work on, and we are making really good progress there, so I'm really happy about that. Yeah. Yeah, so I think and obviously the DAO will also vote on new projects, right? For the launch pad. So that's really cool as well. Yeah, so could be fun, I think. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
awesome. Another
Sure,
question, Meow, I
sure,
have
sure,
for
sure,
you.
sure.
I remember I was in the tweets with you, and I asked you if there's gonna be an application process for the Launchpad. So you said, "Hey, if you can get me on the billboard, you consider it." So I am putting up a billboard.
Wait, that was you. That was you.
Yeah.
That was you. No way. No fucking way. Huh? That's
Yeah.
amazing. Huh?
So tomorrow there's gonna be a billboard running in New York City, 24 hours a day, flashing 15 seconds, 4 times every hour for our ad to be
Oh, that's
considered to
amazing.
be on the put on the launch pad. So be on the
No fucking
lookout.
way. Dude, if the that's so funny. Dude, it's so funny. It's like, you know what? I feel like if you do that and you show Jupiter launch application, that will be some fucking application, man. That'll be
Awesome,
so
my man.
funny. That'll be so funny. And then I'll be like, hey, then, I mean, obviously I can't approve anything, but I'll tell a I'll be like, hey, this guy's pretty serious, man. You know? Yeah, so it's funny. Oh my god, if there's a billboard on Jupiter asking to be launchpad, that'll be fucking amazing. Yeah, that'll be fucking amazing. Yeah, that'll be so great. That'll be so great.
We'll be on the lookout tomorrow, my man. It's gonna be in New York City.
Oh my god. Oh, I'm going to New York pretty soon. You know, but it's cool. Yeah, I'll be in New York. I'll be in New York in February. Yeah, mid-February, I think. Yeah, yeah. Cool. Yeah. Who else wants to speak? The price is holding strong at like 68 cents. Wow, I priced it really well, huh? Sadly, too well. Too well, just way too well. Oh my god.
I wonder how much the pricing model that you put is impacting the energy. I wonder if the energy stopped because the bin stopped.
I don't actually think so. I think there's a real possibility there. But think about it, right? If there was really a lot of energy beyond 70 cents, it would have gone past it anyway, right? Does that make sense? I'll say again, if there was a lot of energy beyond 70 cents, right? You know, it would have gone beyond that anyway. Does that make sense? Right?
Yeah,
So
but there's also the psychological part of when we see a wall and we, even though we know we can
I
walk
get it.
around it,
I
we
mean,
still see the wall.
I get it. I'm not saying no. I'm not saying no. I'm not saying no. But to me, I'm like, okay. You know what? Like, okay, I don't actually mind actually. If you think about it, I might not actually mind that much, right? You know, in the sense that I think about it, right? It's like if there wasn't. I mean, I think this war is pretty effective in the sense that if what we didn't want was that we didn't want a big spike, right? Okay, well, we got that. We didn't get a big spike, you know. Would that have a long term? Would that have a long term impact on the price? I don't know, maybe, you know, right? But we'll see. Yeah. So I can't answer that question right now. Yeah. But I certainly would. But I certainly mean. But this certainly means, right, that future projects they would want to set a wall they can probably hit. You know, right? That is how it works. You know, right? Yeah. So I don't mind being, as I said before many times, right? JUP is an experiment. Okay, right? Yes, I do experiment with JUP. Okay, that's how I do it. You know, I feel like there were many points in time. Okay, just like fuck it. I'm just not going to experiment. I'm just gonna take the money and run, right? You know, but we didn't, right? We experimented, right? And then today I experimented. I'm like, oh wow, okay, you should really set the launch for the price of like you're confident in it, you know, right? Right, and go from there. You know, yeah, it's good learning. I think it's a good learning. Yeah, you know, yeah. But honestly, I don't mind. I really don't mind. I feel like if there's energy, but to me, okay, I'll tell the truth. Okay, for me, it's quite obvious. Right? Yes, you're right. However, if there was no real energy beyond 70 cents, and by the way, 70 cents is quite high. By the way, it's not low by any means. You know, it's not low by any means. Think about it, right? So if there is not much real, guys, okay, I want you guys to think about it, right? Yes, I am sad. I'm going to whine about it, you know, for like a week. You know, I'm gonna cry about it in my bedroom, you know, or in the shower and shit, you know, where no one can see it, you know, right? I'm gonna just cry in the shower, about it. But since I'm on a Twitter space now, with 2,000 people, I'm going to be strong, and say the right things, right? You know, and the right things here, like guys, come on, man. If there was real energy beyond 70 cents, right? You will get it anyway. And even if you break the wall, but there isn't real energy beyond that, I have dumped anyway, right? So I got a spike and dump. So in this case, I actually got exactly what I wanted, right? I got a very nice jump upwards, and then I stabilized. Boom, you know. So in that case, I guess it's exactly what I wanted. I guess. You know, yeah, it's funny. Yeah.
You
That's how I
just
think
got to
about it.
remember we are on Solana, so 69 cents was always going to be a key level, and I'm sure $4.20 will be a key level too.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's 69. I think it's 69. I'm very, very, very sad that I didn't price it accordingly. I should have priced the price at 42 cents, the max price at 69, and the curve at 1.6. But 69 has a very, very deep meaning for me, by the way. You know, just so you guys know, it's a very, very, very meaningful number for me. You know, just no, don't laugh. It's a very, very, very meaningful number for me. Okay, yeah, okay. I won't go into more details. Okay, but you know, it's a very important number for me. Okay, yeah. 42 not so much. You know, I'm not really into that. You know, yeah, but 69, very, very meaningful number for me. Yeah. Okay, cool. Who else has to talk?
Hey Meow, this is Chapman.
What's that?
Chapman,
Hello.
hi. Congratulations, first of all, for a very smooth launch of Ben and JUP. And yeah, it's all good.
Chaka Crypto, you're entering the Chaka verse. Chaka Crypto, welcome to the Chaka verse.